Hello, thank you for joining me for today's Facebook Live. My name is Tracy Held. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Melbourne in Australia. And today we're going to be making a little bit of a different kind of card. It's an oval Z fold. So, can you see that? It's going to go like that. And of course I'm going to use different products for it. And I'm so excited that today the products that I show you are actually available and you can buy them. It's not this cruel sneak peeks anymore. So let's have a quick go through of the products that I'm going to be using. I'm changing up the colors completely, so I'm going to be using the Traditions of Christmas Designer Series paper. This is beautiful paper and you can see I have been cutting into it because I'm also using this for the Avid Crafting Collective Stamp Camp, which is on the 18th of October. I don't know why I wanted to say July there. I will put more details into the comments that you can find out more about that stamp camp, and hang around till the end because I'll show you the cards that I'm making in that stamp camp. I'm going to use the branching out stamp set, which is also part of that stamp camp, and we're going to be using the Everyday Arches dies. This is our sort of showcase piece for that. And the other image, the other stamps and dies that I'm using is Christmas Greenery. So this is the ones that actually coordinate with that designer series paper. And you've got the stamps, which are the images, and dies that coordinate. Now today is going to be a little bit interesting because I actually need to show you how I'm cutting this. So we're going to pull in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, which I don't usually like to die cut on camera, so we'll see how that goes. Hopefully it's going to go smoothly, but otherwise I may have to just duck off camera and cut. So when we're using our Everyday Arches dies, I'm using the largest die, and then we're skipping one and going for the third largest, and again skip one and the fifth largest. So those are the three dies that we're going to use. And starting off, we're going to use our largest die, and I've got my card base, which I've just folded in half. At the moment it's what you would do with a normal 10 fold card. And then I'm going to position this so that that stitching is just covered by the fold. Okay, so I don't want it to cut the fold, but I do want that stitching. And now here's where it gets a little bit iffy. Let's see, I've got some of this post-it note tape, so I'm going to just see. Much easier when I can just put it onto the cut and emboss machine and place it there. I'm going to try and stick this at, it's going to hold that die where I want it. Oops. Alright, so you just want to be sure that you're definitely not cutting that fold. But I obviously do still want it that it's not going over the edges. Okay, I think that that's going to work. Let's give it a try and hope that I don't knock the camera and make everything completely shaky and wibbly. This better work because I don't actually have an extra piece of cardstock here, which it's not going to work because I didn't put my extra plate. Okay, I'm going to have to run. Hang on a sec. And that's probably why I never die cut on camera, because I was trying to be clever. I normally use this really old magnetic plate, which looks terrible, so I thought that I would not use it on camera, but I then forgot that I need the extra plate. So let's try that again, and hopefully this time it will die cut nicely for me. There we go, didn't knock the camera, so we're doing well. And then if I remove my post-it notes, I've got that cut that we have the fold in the middle. Put that aside for one moment. Now we need to cut our Z fold piece. So again, I've got my piece of cardstock and folded like I normally would, and we're going to do the same thing again. So position that so that it's just over, and we've got those the stitching that's going to be on the edge, but I'm not cutting my fold. Okay. Right, and now same thing again. Let's just make sure that right, I do have it. Didn't cut through, that's great, but now I want that same rounded edge on the other side, just those corners there. So I'm not going to get rounded all the way, but I don't want pointy corners. So I'm going to get this that I don't want to cut, I don't want to cut the fold, so I'm going to put it just underneath those and get my stitching to hook in. Okay. And this time I'm not going all the way, I just want those corners cut. So I don't want to cut off the bottom of my other rounded edge. And there we have it. Okay, now I know why I don't die cut on camera, and I'm not going to make a habit of doing that, but at least you've seen what I needed to show you how to make this. Okay, now it's easy going. Alright, so first of all we're going to fold back that front of that card, so just want that half fold, and we'll give that a nice press. And again, just making sure that I've got that. So all right, I do want that has to go that way. I was okay. Right, let's just take a breath and remove my post-it notes, which I've got nice and pressed on with my cutting. Okay. Now, I want this positioned so that it's going to go like that, and I'm going to fold that one again the same halfway mark. Straight. I did have a scissors here. Okay, I'll just pull that off for now. Right, and then just because I think that that looks a little bit boring, I'm going to just stamp a few leaves around it. And while I'm stamping, let's do my stamping. So I have my my writing panel, which would go on the back there, so just making sure that we've got it facing the right way. I'm going to stamp the flowers. Let's do all the stamping at the same time. And this is quite a fun stamp set because obviously you could color it in very manually, but it also has filler pieces to fill in your stamps. When I say filler pieces, I mean stamps. Okay, so starting off with the leaves, I'm going a little bit different here for me. I'm stamping those leaves in Pool Party. And it is fairly forgiving, so if you don't stamp it exactly where the leaves are, it doesn't matter if there's a bit of white space showing. And while I'm doing the leaves, I just want to stamp some leaves around the side of my sentiment here. Okay, so I don't know what you think of the Pool Party leaves. I wasn't sure when I did it, but I actually don't mind them. And now we're going to fill in the flowers with Poppy Parade. Try not to get my head in camera and being able to see where I'm stamping and what I'm stamping is probably not my best idea, but there we go, not too bad. And lastly, for my bow, I'm going to stamp that in Cherry Cobbler. And while you're doing your stamping, you're not just going to stamp one, you're actually going to stamp on your writing panel and do another one on a scrap piece of paper and then die cut it. And yes, I did decide to die cut that off camera, which was probably a good idea not to die cut everything on camera. And then that third largest die, I've cut one out of the DSP, and then I've cut another one where this piece was 5.5 centimeters, and I've just cut it so that I've just got the edge. And now all our stamping's done and we are ready to assemble. So first up, stick come on glue, stick that DSP onto my card base. I'm not sure if you just heard, we've got magpies in the garden and they're very busy chatting. And then we're going to stick that one onto there, but I'm sticking it that the edge is right against the fold. There we go. Make sure you stick your DSP before you stick your Z fold, and you will see why I'm warning you that, because otherwise if you've stuck the Z fold you're not going to get that DSP in place. Oh goodness, I just got ink all over everything. But alright, so we're going to put glue on that side there and on that bit that's sticking down. Just double checking that I'm putting it the right way up. And we're going to stick that down. Now, I don't think I really thought this through very well when I decided to use this time. Okay, so we're going to pop our flowers onto dimensionals. And another one just because I can. Not quite sure what I'm going to do about hiding my inky fingerprints, because obviously my flowers are not big enough to hide that. But while we're sticking, let's just stick my writing panel on the back. And then let me see what I can do. I have some of these lovely traditional sparkling sequins. So maybe I can hide some inky bits. Oops. I'm going to put one of the little gold ones in the center of my flowers. Okay, so not quite as smoothly as I would have liked it to go, but there's our card. So at the end of it, it looks lovely. This DSP is beautiful, and the thing that I like about it is that you can use it for Christmas cards or not Christmas cards. Now, as I promised, let me show you the cards that I'm making for that stamp camp. So this is the one that I do with Julia Quinn and Jan Clothier. We each make 3 cards, so 2 standard cards and a fun fold. So that's going to be my first standard card. Then that is my second one. And we'll show you how to use the die cut words to make them Christmas or not Christmas at the event. And then my sort of star of the show is my fun fold, which is more of a decoration than an actual card. It does have a writing panel on the back so that you can write a note, but just so you can see from the top there, it's giving you that star shape, but then trying to hold it at a camera angle that you can see what it is. So it's more of a decoration than a card. I have put the link into the description so you can go and have a look there, and that gives you all the information about registering. Everybody is welcome to join, whether you're a beginner crafter or a demonstrator, so from beginner to super experienced. And if you are a beginner, don't stress, we do show you how to make everything. There's a written tutorial, and we'll do the live events, so you have everything that you need to know. If you're in Australia and you're doing something exciting for Father's Day, go give your dad a special day. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I won't be doing my live next week, but I will see you in 2 weeks' time. So until then, bye for now.